One of the common questions that I get whenever I help individuals start a business is, do I need a website? What's the value in having a website? Can't I use social media instead? And there are some pros and cons to that approach, but I think we can all agree that having an online presence nowadays is so important. Some of my entrepreneurs and small business owners that I've helped out have just started to focus on only social media, and there are some advantages and disadvantages to that approach. But in this video, it's all about websites. I'm going to explain why having a website is so important, how it can be used as part of a marketing strategy with social media, and give you some tips on how to build a website. So hopefully I can provide an unbiased sort of explanation as to why a website may help you and things to consider when building and starting a website. Let's get started. Alright, if you haven't done so already, I would appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my YouTube channel just right down there below for some more free business basics content and videos to help you start, manage, and grow your own business or small business. This is episode number 76, all about websites. So if you didn't already know, a website is a collection of pages designed to display some sort of information about your business. And you have to remember, consumers are doing everything on the internet from product research and even looking for some contact information. Whenever I'm looking for businesses such as restaurants to choose or to eat at, I'm definitely going to go to their website, look at their menu, look at their operating hours, and maybe even if they have any sort of like daily specials that they have maybe of that particular day. Now, some of the small business owners have adopted an only website approach or only a social media approach, but I think it's important that when you build an overall strategy, when you build an integrated marketing solution or plan, that you use them in tandem, that you have a similar brand presence, logos, colors, and that they all work together. So you have your website, you have your social media links. So you want to use a website as a home base, because having a website in the long run is definitely important for professionalism, credibility, and it boosts your brand recognition. So in the long term, definitely it's a good idea to have a website, because when I'm doing Google searches, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to look at the first results, I'm going to look at the businesses on Google reviews, but I often find that the Instagram web businesses links, they don't even pop up at the very top of the Google searches. So that's definitely something to take into account whenever you're building a business. Think about it through the lens of a consumer. You know, you're looking at potential businesses, you do your Google searches, and you've never dealt with these businesses before. Maybe you're going for some physio, or maybe you're getting a haircut. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to the Google searches. You're going to look at the top search results. You're going to look at the Google reviews, because you've never dealt with these businesses and you want to see some sort of, credibility. And that's why testimonials are so important. And I think this is all important when you have a website, because you want to have that home base. You use social media, but you build credibility, professionalism, and you have those testimonials as sort of a central location for all of your information. And that's one of the most important aspects that a website can provide. One thing's for sure, social media can't handle everything that a business website can. Order forms, displaying contact information, having a contact us page. So social media is no substitute for a website. And I think a website is important because if you're using it to process orders, talking about shipping information, and having that chat us function, it's definitely more professional to email a website and a business website rather than to email like an Instagram account, because I don't think direct messages are that professional. So processing orders, having a professional email, getting leads through organic traffic and SEO, these are some of the most important benefits that a website can provide. And having a website saves you so much time because it provides you with customer service, it saves you time, and you can list all of your products for sale and have a catalog. Whenever you deal with Instagram or Facebook, you often have to scroll down through all of the photos, and that may not be the most efficient way at displaying all of your products. So if you set up an online shop through a place like Shopify, then you can more efficiently display it in a more visually appealing manner. So you have all of these special deals. It just seems to be a more streamlined, professional way to run a business. So you can list your products for sale, have your FAQs or frequently asked questions, put your updates and hours of operation, or even any sort of special deals, announcements, and testimonials. This is why having a website as your centralized sort of location for information is so important. But having a website is not for everybody and certainly not for every business. So there's definitely a lot of time cost involved when you start a business. For example, even though social media is free and even though there's low costs for running a website in terms of domain costs and hosting costs, you might need to pay somebody to make a website for you. That's definitely a very high cost for a business just starting out. So that's why a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners kind of look at social media to start off with as the launching pad, and then you build your business website as you get consumers and you start to build that email list of customers. But costs and budget is definitely something to consider. Another thing you might want to consider whether you want to pursue a website or not is what is the purpose. A restaurant would want to start a website to list the menu prices, set up online ordering, display products, and even have the opening hours. A website is important to list all this information to free up some more of your time so you don't have to answer all these phone calls saying, "Is your business open yet? What products do you have for sale?" So that's why you want to build a website. So you want to free yourself up so you can do some of the more core activities and functions for your business. So as you can see, there are a lot of hidden benefits that you can have when you set up a website. But something to consider is the actual cost of having a website and whether you have the time to continually update it. I think it's one of the biggest disadvantages of having a website is that you set it up, you invest all this money, and you don't update it on a frequent basis. And if you're not going to spend time to, make sure that the website is nice looking, to update it with special deals, or to even add content to it, then you probably shouldn't start a website because you're just going to waste all of this time and effort into something that's just going to sit there and look kind of bad. So it's important that you market your website, you get people to visit your website, and that you spend some time to make sure that it looks good. Okay, now you've thought about the pros and cons to starting a website and you want to build a website, but you're a little bit unsure of how to get started. So that was kind of me, a couple of days ago. I always tried to focus on, just YouTube, building the YouTube community, but I decided that it was time to start a website where I can start blogging about the videos that I posted. So I did a little bit of sort of research and found a place that provided hosting and a free WordPress website and a free domain. There are a lot of internet and website providers that are providing some really good deals. So that's something that you want to consider. I don't have any affiliate links, but I can provide some examples of some places that provide some good deals. Starting a website is a lot easier now than you think compared to 10, 20 years ago when you had to be like a tech whiz to build a website. It's a little bit of learning involved, especially for myself who wasn't, really good at coding. But I think I made a decent looking website. And there are a lot of website builders such as Wix, Squarespace, and WordPress that are good for beginners just like myself. So whenever you build a website, there are some things that you have to first do. You have to get a domain name, you have to get a host, and you have to choose a website builder. And then you can kind of design your website, add relevant content, and then launch your website. So for example, when I chose Bluehost as a way to host my website. A lot of these steps were provided. They gave me a free domain name for a year. It was my host, and they gave me a free website builder for my website. So a lot of these steps are included in these website builders. So do some comparison research and kind of pick the one that is best suited to your business functions that you need for your website. So what are some things that you should include when you first build your website? I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you what I did with my own website, but there are some things that you want to emphasize when you first build your website. A specific call to action, a lot of really good high quality images and video, some really good content, social media buttons as part of an integrated marketing strategy, some brand elements such as colors, logos, and slogans, and one of the most important things you can include is testimonials. So when consumers first land on your website, you should kind of direct them with a specific call to action, whether it's to subscribe, to look at the catalog, for conversions. But having that call to action button is so important because you want to drive consumers to a specific action, or maybe you want to hold them as leads. So you get them to subscribe, and now you have a list of potential consumers for your business. And one of the secrets to having a really good website, or not really a secret, but a lot of business owners don't do really well, is you need to have high quality images. Don't use stock images that you'll see on the internet. Take high quality photos of your products, of your services. And I think that having a high quality photo or portfolio makes a huge amount of difference when you look at the other websites that I've seen with low quality images or videos. You can also include content, blogs that's easily readable and scannable. So that's the next step for my YouTube channel for me. I made a website and I'm going to start blogging and posting some articles that are kind of like the written transcripts for my videos. Having social media buttons, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook is really important, but you should also use social media to drive traffic to your website. So it's kind of like an integrated marketing solution. And having your brand elements colors is important. You can get the hex codes for your colors, and then you can use them as part of your website so you can build up brand presence. Testimonials is important. Ask your customers for some reviews, or you can use reviews from Google and import it onto your website. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my website that I've built and kind of talk about the journey that I've gone on in terms of learning HTML and coding. Okay, this is just a quick preview of my website before we end the video. So I spent some time looking at different templates, and this is a template that I kind of liked. I picked the colors that represented my brand Business Basics on YouTube with the blue, and I did a quick preview of the Startup Starter Kit, and I have a few links over here. So the articles is what I want to do with the website. So you go to articles, and then it takes a little bit of time to load, and then I've already posted about 3 articles that kind of go with the videos that I post. So let's look at, for example, this one, how to come up with the best business ideas, Netflix and Blockbuster. So hopefully these sort of transcripts go with the videos well, and you can watch your video and then read the article at the same time. So talk about the importance of business ideas, how to generate business ideas, benefits over features, and a little bit of photos and some diagrams. So hopefully this content is appealing to you in addition to the videos. And I also have a link over here. So this is kind of a strategy that I incorporated where you have both the videos that link to the blog articles, so they work together, and it's an integrated solution for my website. I also have here, you can click on the link to go to the video playlist, and you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel over here. I have a little link over here. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of informational advice as to whether to build a website or not to build a website. Obviously, you have to take into account some of the costs, whether you have time to build a website. But in general, I think that in the long term, you should consider building a website. It looks professional, it's organized, and it's a much more systematic way at hosting all of your information. And it's definitely a good launching base or a centralized place for an integrated marketing solution. In the next few videos, I'm going to talk about website aesthetics, analytics, and I'm going to also talk about how to put content onto your website, blogs, email marketing. So we're going to build an online solution for your business. So stay tuned for the future videos. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you check out some of the other videos that I post in the Startup Starter Kit. And stay tuned for more videos. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later, right? Take care.